David Duval might be the most painful example in modern golf of what happens when you start changing a swing that already works. This is a guy who became world number 1, shot 59, led the money list and won the 2001 Open Championship at Royal Lytham. From 1997 to 2001, he won 13 PGA Tour events and put together one of the best 5-year stretches we've seen in modern golf. And then he completely fell off the map. No more wins after 2001. His game collapsed almost overnight. And once you understand what he changed and why he changed it, the cause and effect becomes painfully clear. David grew up inside the game. His father, Bob Duval, was the pro at Temiquana Country Club in Jacksonville, and David practically lived on that golf course. He won the 1989 US Junior Amateur, became a 4-time first-team All-American at Georgia Tech, and played under one of the most respected college coaches in the country, Puggy Blackman. Between his dad and Blackman, David had a rock-solid foundation and a swing built for world-class golf long before he ever arrived on the PGA Tour. But what made David special in his prime was how uniquely matched his swing was to his body. He used a strong grip, a shut cup face early, and at the top a slightly laid off shaft and a massive, committed rotary move through the ball. He didn't manipulate much with his hands. He turned hard left with a stable face and hit that signature little fall right fade. Analysts looking back pointed how stable his face stayed through impact, almost no wobble, no big curve, and just reliable lines. When his rotation matched that shut face, the ball started on the target and fell a couple of yards right. That was his DNA. And from 97 to 01, that pattern made him nearly unbeatable. He finally broke through in 97. He won 4 times in 98, reached number 1 in 99, shot 59 at the Bob Hope with an eagle on the last hole, and capped it off by winning the 01 Open Championship. Every bit of that dominance came from that exact swing matchup. Shut face, big turn, tight fade, zero fear of the left. And then everything changed. And it changed fast. Right around the end of 99, Duval began a strict fitness and diet regimen. He had already lost around 40 pounds earlier in his career, but this new cycle was more extreme. He was lifting hard, eating meticulously, and reshaping his body. At the same time, he suffered a sprain in his back in early 2000s. He later said his swing got out of whack because he was guarding his back. And when a player who relies on huge rotation suddenly can't rotate the same way, that ripple effect is brutal. But the most dangerous decision came next. Duval started trying to add a reliable draw, and this is documented in his decline. Just think about what that means. His entire system, strong grip, shut face, rotate hard, hold it off, was designed to produce a tight fade. And now with the shut face and compromised back, he's trying to turn the ball the other way. The face became even more shut during that swing, the rotation was reduced because of pain, and suddenly that beautiful fade turned into a timing contest. Miss left with an early release, block it right if you try to save it. Once a fade player starts hitting both sides, confidence collapses. And importantly, he wasn't guided into these swing chains by some new guru or trendy method. In fact, when the wheels fell off, David went back the opposite direction. He returned to a former coach to try to rediscover the patterns from his younger days. He didn't chase a new system, he tried to rebuild the old one, but his body wasn't capable of moving the same way anymore, and the new ball flight's intent didn't match the foundation he built under his father and Puggy Blackman. The system that made him elite was gone. The results reflected it immediately. The same year he won the Open, he dropped to 80th on the money list. In 2003, he fell to 211th and lost his card. Back injuries, wrist issues, vertigo, shoulder pain, personal stress, you name it, it hit him. And because the mechanical matchup was broken, none of his rebuild attempts stuck. From 02 to 08, he barely appeared on leaderboards. He just made one cut in all of 2005. His best finishes were tied for 13th and tied for 16th over multiple years. But then, out of nowhere, the old David Duval showed up for one magical week at the 09 US Open at Bethpage Black. He had to go through sectional qualifying just to get in. Most people didn't even know he was in the field. But after 2 rounds, he was tied for 4th. After 3, he was tied for 3rd, and he finished tied for 2nd, his best result since 2002. And if you watch the footage, the old DNA is right there. Stable face, tight fade, committed hip turn. Even after everything his body's been through, when the old matchup reappeared, the the player was still in there. And that's the lesson of David Duval. He didn't collapse because his swing was weird. He collapsed because he changed his body. He got injured, changed his ball flight intent, and layered all of that over a swing pattern that was never meant to handle those changes. His fade wasn't a flaw, it was the system. His shut face wasn't a problem, it was the matchup. His rotation wasn't optional, it was the engine that made it all work. When the body changed and the intent changed, the machine fell apart. That doesn't make Duval weak or lazy. He wasn't unmotivated. He was a golfer doing what golfers always do, chasing a little bit more. And when you're the number one player in the world with a highly specific swing DNA, even a few degrees of change can destroy the whole thing. If you want to learn anything from his career, it's this. Your swing works when your body, your tendencies, and your ball flight's intent all match. David Duval is one of the greatest cause and effects lessons in golf history. His rise was built on perfect matchup. His fall was built on breaking it. And the brief resurgence in 2009 proved that when old DNA shows up, the greatness is still there. Hope that helps you, everybody. Fairways and greens.